Now, amid a raging war with Russia, Ukraine has vowed to take back Crimea, a territory that was annexed by Moscow in 2014. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Tuesday said that taking Crimea back would help re-establish world law and order. Zelensky's remarks were made during Crimea's summit, an international conference hosted in Kyiv, aimed at restoring Ukraine's territorial integrity and ending Russia's annexation. The summit was attended by top officials of 46 countries, including bloc members and all NATO allies. Almost all were participating online, but Polish president attended the meeting during a visit to Kyiv. During the meet, the Ukrainian president said that it all began with Crimea and it will all end with Crimea.
To overcome terror, to return guarantees and security to our region, to Europe, to the whole world, it is necessary to gain victory in the fight against Russian aggression. Therefore, it is necessary to liberate Crimea from occupation. Where it all began, it will end there. This will be the effective resuscitation of world law and order.
Zelensky further added that Russia had turned Crimea into an ecological disaster zone and a military springboard for aggression, using it to fire 750 cruise missiles at cities and communities. In fact, the Western leaders have warned Russia against annexing other parts of Ukrainian territory. This amid reports that Russia is planning to do so in various occupied areas. Speaking at the forum, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that the international community will never accept Russia's illegal imperialist annexation of Ukrainian territory.
Our message is clear. Any sham referenda or other attempts to alter the status of parts of Ukraine territory will never be recognized.
Let's also try and understand why Crimea is so crucial for Moscow. The control of Crimea gives Moscow an upper hand in this war against Ukraine, as it helps Russia in supplying ammunition and reinforcements for its troops fighting Ukraine. It also allows Putin to dominate Ukraine from the south, where Crimea is located, apart from the northeast and southeast borders. It also enables access to the naval base at the Sevastopol, home to Russia's Black Sea Fleet, which is crucial for its naval security. Now, for more on this, we're being joined by Dr. L. Rosilski, the founder of Black Trident Defense and Security Consulting Group. Thank you so much for joining us. Ukraine marks independence from the Soviet Union, also 6 months since the Russian invasion. Now, looking at how things have panned out so far, what are your calculations and assessments for how things will pan out going forward?
Well, I think that first we have to celebrate the fact that Ukraine is doing such a fantastic job in resisting its own genocide, and thank the partners and allies around the globe that are helping Ukraine do so. The situation continues to be extremely grave, and as we just heard about the Crimean Peninsula, it is important to mention that when Russia hijacked and illegally annexed this peninsula, it also illegally took over gas supplies, pivotal gas supplies that are found on the continental shelf. It has also usurped a great amount of power in the Black Sea region, throwing it into a disbalance between democracy, freedom-loving, valued countries, as flawed as they may be, to a Black Sea that has been, in effect, hijacked. And we see how it's been hijacked as an example with not only the military presence, but also the dictatorship we see around the export of Ukrainian grains and sunflower oil, for example.
Right, absolutely. Now, President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Ukraine will take back Crimea. What can you say of Russia's goals in Ukraine at this point in the war? There is, of course, also the heightened risk of a nuclear disaster. What is your assessment?
It is pivotal that the international community move to demilitarize Europe's largest nuclear plant, which has been hijacked by Russian forces and Rosatom. And if this is not done so immediately, it will continue to allow the Russian Federation to disengage and dismantle the existing international governmental organizations, as we already see major issues starting in the United Nations, International Red Cross, and other, including the International Atomic Energy Association. So the fact that these organizations must recognize where the Russian agents are within, and ensure that when commissions are formed, that they be neutral and not repeat the same errors that were made with the OSCE Special Monitoring Mission when the war first started in 2014.
Right. And now, in fact, I was just going to come to that. How equipped do you think Ukraine and its forces are in thwarting Russian offensives going forward? What would you also say about the role of the international community so far?
The international community's role has been, in my professional opinion, very slow and very pathetic. When we look at the arms that Ukraine has, it definitely needs to have much more support. When Russia claims that it is only hitting military infrastructure, and we look that 95% of the rockets, if not more, that have come from Russia or Belarus have actually hit civilian infrastructure. And that means that civilians are being killed. And the number of men and women who are going to be mobilized must stay alive. So we definitely need to have support, financial support, military aid, definitely humanitarian aid. We have winter coming. And through the games that Russia is playing by shutting down or targeting electric stations and trying to switch that nuclear plant over to Crimea, we're really looking at a grave possibility of the Zaporizhia and Kherson Oblast having absolutely no power whatsoever. So people may be freezing to death this winter.
All right. Well, Dr. Roslitsky, thank you so much for joining us with your analysis. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.